What is fasting? Fasting is the purposeful action of not eating for a certain amount of time, usually 12 to 16 hours, but it can go up to days and weeks. The point of fasting is to intentionally reduce caloric intake so that your body will use its stored energy. Once the glucose and glycogen levels are depleted, the body will begin to switch to using fat cells for energy. There can be many effects that derive from this, such as weight loss, less spikes in energy, and reduced inflammation. Myths and misconception is that you will lose muscles after fasting. This is false. Your body is extremely smart. It will not use the muscle that you have built. It will only burn the glycogen in your muscles. After a few days, your body will be in ketosis. It will burn fat as energy. Resistance training can also reduce muscle loss. Another myth is that you won't have enough energy to function. During an interview with a friend who practiced fasting, he said, "When my body was in ketosis after the first 2 to 3 days, I actually had the same amount of energy and I still worked out and studied for school like normal." Another myth is that you will gain everything back. That is not the fault of fasting. Diet is a lifelong decision and should not be used for a quick weight loss. A diet should not be kept and discarded once a certain goal has been reached. It is a habit that is formed over repetition and self-control. If weight is gained back, then it is the fault of the person for not keeping a healthy diet and exercising self-control. Personal experiences. My mom was recently diagnosed with diabetes, and her doctor recommended fasting and the ketogenic diet to help control her insulin levels. Friend's transformation. My friend was kind enough to let me use his images of his weekly fasting results. Before fasting, as you can see from the images, there is a noticeable amount of belly fat that has accumulated around the abdomen. His starting weight was 200 pounds. During the first week of fasting, there has been a noticeable amount of fat that has been lost around the belly. You can see the skin stretches less, and by this time, his weight has decreased to 187 pounds. During the second week of fasting, my friend has dropped to 180.6 pounds, and there's mostly skin and low fat. The abdominal muscles are still not noticeable yet, as there's still some fat cells, but due to fasting, they have all shrunken. The more recent images show a more defined abdominal muscles. It is possible to accomplish the same, but the rates will differ based on the duration of fasting. My friend here fasted for multiple days straight, ranging from 5 to 14 days. He also consumed only water during the fast. Scientific research. According to a research, a 58-hour fast significantly lowered levels of pre-test blood glucose by 21%, C-peptide by 51%, and insulin by 18%. According to the study, fasting is proven to reduce glucose levels and other chemicals associated with carbohydrate digestion. According to another study, obese individuals have a higher serum uric acid concentration than in normal weight peers. Hyperuricemia and obesity probably influence one another in many ways, depending on multiple mechanisms. This article suggests that those that are obese have a higher amount of certain chemical marker present in their urine that can act as an indicator for diabetes. According to another article, short-term fasting may thus prove to be a useful dietary strategy for reducing peripheral inflammation states associated with visceral obesity and chronic stress. The study concludes that fasting can reduce inflammation that is caused by obesity and stress in the body. In another article, it states, in general, diets need to meet minimum nutritional requirements, promote the loss of fat and preserve lean body mass, ensure long-term safety, be simple to administer and monitor, and have widespread public health utility. Intermittent fasting or alternative day fasting may be an option for achieving weight loss and maintenance. According to Johnstone et al., fasting is safe and can be a way to lose weight while not harming the body in the long term. The article continues to say, overall, the impact of recurrent circadian fasting provides short-term protection against low-grade systemic inflammation and oxidative stress. This reduction in inflammatory and oxidative stress markers could be attributed to weight loss during the fasting month. Like Johnstone, Alam also came to the same conclusion that fasting does reduce inflammation in the body caused by stress. Alam goes on to indicate the cause might have been because of the weight loss that happened during the fasting period. Ramadan and fasting. Ramadan is a practice observed by Muslims where they fast for 1 month from sunrise to sunset without any food or water. This is also known as dry fasting, which is more dangerous as water is more important for the chemical reactions that burn fat cells for energy in the body. According to one article, it states, sports medicine clinicians and scientists have the responsibility to provide fasters on exactly how Ramadan fasting impacts their performance and how to minimize the negative effects. Zerguini said that, referring to doctors who have patients that are Muslim and want to fast for Ramadan, the author urges health professionals to know the effects of fasting so that they can better inform their patients. Another article states that observance of the Ramadan fasting has both positive and adverse effects on healthy individuals. The adverse effects, however, are unlikely to persist after Ramadan or lead to other complications. Healthy individuals can observe Ramadan without anxiety about their health. The author found out that healthy people who are fasting might suffer some side effects such as hunger pains, low levels of of energy and irritableness, but that all goes away after the fasting. According to another article, Islamic fasting could be considered as intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is associated with numerous health benefits. Some of the main health benefits include weight loss, attenuation of metabolic markers, improved lipid profile, prevention of chronic problems, protection against neurodegeneration, and diminished inflammation. Maiden et al. Came to the same conclusion as Johnstone and Elam that fasting does reduce inflammation. The authors also conclude that lipids were reduced and there were weight loss. Therefore, Ramadan can be considered as intermittent fasting. Statistics taken for Ramadan show that there were 61% of males, 90% had type 2 diabetes, and 76% reported that they fasted during Ramadan. 26% of fasting participants reported that they decreased the number of fingerstick glucose monitoring performed. Compared non-fasting participants, fasting participants were more likely to change their dose and or timing of their medication, but also more likely to include their healthcare providers in their health decision. Myers and others conducted a study on diabetic Muslims who still wanted to participate in Ramadan fasting. The study also showed that many of them do not finish all the way through and usually quit halfway. The authors revealed that the diets and testing that diabetics had to do to manage their blood sugar level changes once they decided to fast. These changes are necessary because the body will start to perform differently once it is deprived of food and water. Another article states that community awareness about the role of the pharmacist in assisting medication use and adjustment during fasting periods should be enhanced. The author wants to spread the awareness for health professionals who are giving care to people who are fasting, especially those that are Muslim. In conclusion, the people that can benefit from fasting would be diabetics and people who want to lose weight and maintain a constant state of energy. Diabetics can use it to deplete their bodies of their sugar levels so that they can keep their levels at a healthy number. Regular people can use it for weight loss so that they can get to a healthy or athletic weight. Negative effects include irritability in the beginning since the body is trying to adapt to not being able to eat at a certain time. There could be an overdevelopment in ketones in the body that can lead to ketoacidosis. People that can benefit from fasting are overweight people, regular healthy people, and people that are suffering from diabetes.